What does your favorite Instagram model in the ocean have in common? Nope, not semen. Such filthy minds. What I'm talking about is plastic. It's everywhere. Our water bottles, our houses, Joe Biden's brain, and even scarier, inside you. Just like the environment, this can't be good. So pay attention for a minute as we do what we do best, and let's unpack this. Like, let's get into it. Plastic. Feeling plastic.
I'm gonna need to start vetting the shit you say.
What's wrong?
Here.
I was not ready for that.
What's wrong with a monologue?
I thought you was asking. No, not even.
Such filthy minds.
Nobody thought that, but you just wrote it in. Nobody thought that.
Oh man.
Sea men, men of the sea.
You said the wrong thing.
Man, I
what
wasn't
you
ready.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I wasn't ready.
You're not funny, son.
Yeah, I love your monologues
Thank
so
you, Henry.
much.
I appreciate your words of encouragement, brother.
I love it.
I'm gonna keep telling you the truth. You're not funny.
That's fucked up, man. I think it was pretty funny.
That was awesome.
But seriously, let's get into this topic. Plastic. What do you got? First of all, before we really dive into, what do you guys know about plastic?
It's not good for the environment.
Okay.
It's non-degradable.
Okay, Miss Betty. Same shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Putting it in your body has different effects.
Right. True.
It could be toxic.
Yeah.
It could leak.
So pretty much this topic is kind of coming from Dr. Shannon Swan. She has a book called, actually, let me pull it up.
She looks like a Susan.
Shannon, I know, right? You sure your name is Shannon? You look like a Susan. But she has a book called Countdown, and it's pretty much talking about the correlation between our, it's not even plastic consumption because we don't eat plastic,
right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's in us, like we digest it. It gets in our food and stuff like that. So it's pretty much a correlation between the levels of plastic in our body, like microplastics, that's the actual term, and fertility. So our abilities to produce and have kids.
This is interesting.
Right? So studies are showing the kids being born recent, like more like, you know, I don't know if it's from our time, but the kids that are born now, they have smaller taints or smaller dicks. Put it that way. Women are you're laughing, but it's that serious. Women are having more difficulty getting pregnant and having the babies because of the plastic levels. So I kind of want to dive in and I get essentially.
You sure it was the plastic?
That's what her book says. I'm pretty sure her book says more scientific and gives more details about it, but that's the conclusion she's coming to because of the plastic levels of microplastics in our diets. Because of that, so I want to dive into kind of just bringing up awareness and talking about like what we can do and, you know, unpack this shit. So,
let's start with your solution.
Well, let's talk about different areas of plastic. So I feel like people in general have limited knowledge on just plastics in general, right? So first of all, let's start with this. Where do you think plastic is the major issue? Just
water bottles.
Okay.
Water bottles. Huge. Hell
you
yeah.
got?
No, water bottles is definitely huge, but just any type of foods in general. Foods, plastic bags, you go grocery shopping, you get a bunch of them joints.
Containers that you reheat in the microwave.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
They're everywhere.
And I think that's where we are getting it. But I was more so of like just in the surroundings around us, like the ocean, fucking.
Oh, like where does it end up afterwards?
Exactly. Just where it is in general. So I just wanted to paint a picture that plastic doesn't just affect us. I mean, indirectly affect us because, you know, the ocean's fucked up.
The world is
trust and believe. We next. You know what I mean? Like that's just how nature works. But so the ocean has a lot of plastics, but like you guys said, the water bottles we use, the plastic bottles we use, like, you know, like everything, most items have plastics in it, and that's how it gets in our body. So for example, when like you use a plastic for that plastic bottle you have, if you keep reusing it, just over time, those little microplastics get in.
Yep.
And there's a more scientific name for it, but it raises the level of plastics in your body, and then, you know, that's how you have low fertility. Your sperm count gets fucked. You can't have kids. Like,
what's the name of that thing where things get through the it's a scientific term. It's like you put something and it gets through the layer of it. It's not equilibrium. It's not. Is it osmosis?
I think that's what you're trying to say, but I was trying to figure out if you were going to talk more to figure out what you're trying.
Yeah, I think it was osmosis. All right, but my bad. Go ahead, bro.
No, go ahead.
But I think that's kind of what it comes down to, because you brought up the topic of like, if you continue to reuse a certain water bottle, like a plastic water bottle, essentially what's happening is that plastic is going to get into the water.
Exactly. It's breaking down to that water you drink. It's when you reuse, like you constantly reuse the the Tupperwares and shit like that. Like those are actually bad for you. You know what I mean? Like, and you warm it up, that don't fucking help. Microwave, literally the microwaves that hit the plastic, like it's terrible for you. So I guess let's get into now, how do we stop it? What do you think?
Well, I know for a while there was, for like food stores like Walmart, Stop and Shop, places like that, there was a while that they stopped giving out plastic bags, right? I know that was huge because it limited the amount of plastic that was being sent out into the world. Other than that, it's kind of difficult to cut back on the amount of plastic that unless you generally say just stop. Because like Tupperware is very useful. Like if you need to save food,
there's glass Tupperware.
I mean, there is glass, but how much? When was the last time you seen a glass Tupperware?
I have some at home.
Probably shouldn't ask you that.
Right? Like, she ain't no more, bro.
But you go to places like, for example, I went to Dollar Store the other day because it's right down the street, and I'm like, if I needed to get Tupperware, they have a shitload of plastic Tupperware, and a bunch of other like home essentials, and that's like what you're gonna see majority of them. Mm-hmm. If you want water, majority of it's plastic.
Target, they have glass Tupperware.
Do they really?
Yeah.
All right.
It's just expensive.
No, they're
probably
not.
Is.
$10.
But all right, let's say it's not expensive, but it's not going to be as what's the word I'm looking
heavy.
for?
No, they're not.
It's just like
you're just making up excuses.
You know what? Fuck my solution.
Fuck the
Let's
planet,
go to y'all
nigga.
solution, right? At this point.
I'm listening to you. Yes, go ahead.
No. But I mean, that really was just my piece on it. I wasn't giving really much of a solution. I'm just saying it's just so used everywhere. Like one thing I could say a lot of people can cut down on is littering. Like I've seen that shit everywhere. Even on the highway, driving on the road, niggas will like eat a candy bar and fucking throw it out of the car. Window. Like, bro, just hold it in your car until you get to a trash bag.
Side note, does littering piss you off like it does me? Like you see somebody does it piss you off like bro, like ultimately them doing it has nothing to do with me. Like
and
it's not like they're throwing it in my face, you know what I mean? Like but it's like, bro, like we adults people. And we littering, like really?
I drive with people who do that. Like, I would have a plastic bag right in the car, and they will wind down the window and throw it out. Put it in the fucking bag beside your foot, bro.
Like you're never gonna come across a trash can ever in your life.
If you want, fucking at the worst, just dirty my car, and I'll take care of it.
I mean, fuck that. Take your trash with you when you stop.
I mean, yeah, I'm just saying. Worst case scenario, dirty my car.
Yeah, but I mean, I think the solution is we need to stop the Kardashians.
Oh my god! No. I had to cut a titty off and just. Hey yo,
I'm playing. No, but I think again when we have these discussions in our Let's Unpack This segment, I think what we always come to is having realistic approaches.
Yeah,
because we can't realistically go to a supermarket and be like, "Hey, no plastics." Like, shit don't work like that. So what I like,
that's okay. Remember your thought. Plastic bags are better than brown paper bags. If I'm being
that is true. I mean, they exist for a reason.
You just gotta double up.
No, if it's fucking raining and you walk outside, your shit's falling out of your bag.
Okay,
I'm just keeping it a buck.
But I mean, I get what you're saying, but you can have reusable bags. Yeah. That's a solution.
And then there's that too. Fair enough,
right?
But yeah,
Trader Joe's does reusable bags.
Trader Joe's is shit.
Walmart does it too. Actually, we have like a shitload of them in the back, but that's a whole nother topic.
It's just remembering to bring them to the market.
That's the problem. That's the fucking problem. That's because we even do that with plastic bags. We save, like, at least black people, we save them shit.
I have a drawer.
And then we never bring them to the supermarket. We just fucking have them shits in the cabinet somewhere.
They're trash bags.
Like, bro, it's insane. It's fucking insane. But I think what we gotta do to realistically, kind of change the course of our plastic use is to everybody on individual. It comes down to being individuals, as always. And you look at your life and just see literally one or two minor shit you can do. And it's all shit we've all heard before. Like you said, going to the supermarket, using reusable bags. Or, like Freddie said, glass Tupperware. Like, shit like that is just... There's stuff we can do to reduce plastic like the plastic, like the amount we use or like the amount that's made. I think the real challenge is our consumption of plastic, like how it gets in our body. How do you realistically stop that?
You gotta bring your own stuff.
Yeah, but let's say, I mean, do you plan on cooking your own meals your whole life?
No, as in like when you go out to eat or like when you do takeout, they give you plastic forks and spoons and stuff like that. So like it automatically comes in.
So you can walk around with a metal spoon and shit?
Or just the ones that break apart. Yeah, they have like a tube
like the
where you
camping
just
joints?
and you just have everything together. You can ask them to put in a foam box instead of a plastic container.
Even that's bad though. You warm up a foam plate.
You don't warm it, but if you're eating it that day, yeah, you
Okay.
just gotta switch it over to something that is more
cup soup, bro, them just
biodegradable.
be busting,
Yo,
bro.
do you know
Them just so bad.
on the side
It
of
tells
the
you don't
case,
microwave
do
it?
not
I don't give a fuck.
microwave.
I don't give a fuck.
Sanjay,
Okay.
you're gonna die.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm all leading the conversation. I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
Nigga said, that's not good, but fuck the environment.
Phone's alright. Cup soup slap, bro. No, I'm fine. But because if you, I mean, goes back to the cup soup, right? If you go to the supermarket and like 95, I'm guessing this number, but I'm 100% sure I'm right. Like 95% of the items in the store is wrapped in plastic.
Yeah.
Right? How do we stop? Like, how do you stop that? Because we can say on an individual what we can do, but like,
You can't stop
how do you
the market.
stop those microplastics from those plastics getting in the food we ultimately eat?
So you can't stop how you get them, but you can stop what you do after you get them. Like
Right.
when you buy something from Stop and Shop, the proper way is to just put things into containers that are more helpful for them to grow. Like if you get like what is it? If you get any type of greens and stuff like that, put them in a glass container with water and put them in your fridge, so then they can continue being healthy and fresh. If you get fruits, put them in like a small container and put them there so that they can continue to be fresh. Like you have to just remove it from what you have and save it for longer. If you're gonna cook it that same day, then just use it.
Throw it out.
Yeah. So it's just
But that still doesn't cut down on the businesses that create and produce it. That's
what
being
I'm
sent
saying.
out.
So-
no. The question was, how do you stop it from getting within you? So
Oh, was that the question?
well, that was his
Well, I was
original
thinking more of the
question.
terms of if it's already in the plastic and sitting on the shelf. I don't know how the science works.
Yeah.
Completely ignorant of it. But I'm assuming if it's in plastic sitting there,
It
the
already
shit's
has
getting in the
some.
food.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So
but
how do
like
you
if-
stop that?
Oh, gotcha.
You
gotcha.
can't
Okay,
stop
so
that,
good,
but you
good.
can stop it for like you can stop it from the day you buy it.
Right.
So like from the day you buy it, just make sure that you're not consistently putting it in
Well,
something plastic.
How you would stop it? I mean, clearly we don't know because we're not scientists or people who develop R&D, research and development.
Right.
But it would essentially have to go to them. They'd have to create a different type of product that be able to store food without it going bad and have it put on the shelves. Until we have that, we kind of just have to deal with this. Fair enough?
Yeah, fair, but I mean,
It's not gonna make the money though.
do you want your son to be born with a little dick?
He ain't gonna have that problem.
The fuck is wrong with you, bro?
The fuck is wrong with you? You asked the question.
You ain't gonna have that problem. God, I'm gonna save this video. You better pray to God.
No, we're not praying anything on his child.
No, I'm saying whatever.
Yo, fuck around and have all girls. I'm
But
gonna
I'm
be
saying,
sick.
like, the reason why I said that is don't you want to prevent? Because if you're having a kid, don't you want to prevent them from having these issues? Because these issues, these kids are born with it. Ultimately,
Yeah.
meaning it's not their life decisions that cause it.
But it's all
ours.
It's not something like. The thing is, it takes every person to do their part, and then it also takes the big people running these industries to do their part.
Yeah, but
And
those industries are only going to do something if we essentially, quote unquote, demand it.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
but it's a lot of effort, and I don't think everybody's like gonna put their heads together and do this.
So I feel like what we're saying is we just got to tolerate plastic.
Pretty much,
At this point, money rules everything, and that's kind of
it's not gonna make no money.
And
That's kind of sad.
It's sad, but that's the reality of it.
Miss Susan, is she the only person that came up with this, or has other people talked about this?
She's a
Because
scientist.
if we had
Her
nothing
name
else-
is not Susan, by the
It's
way.
Shauna.
It's Shauna.
Yeah.
Why did I
Damn,
hear
because
Susan?
he
I
said
mistakenly said Susan, then you said she looked like a Susan. Now the poor lady is being called Susan.
Her name
and
is
it's
not
Dr.
Susan.
Shauna Shan.
My
Put
bad,
some
Susan.
respect on
Sorry.
her.
Ignorant ass. She ain't go to school for this shit.
My bad, Susan.
Her name
Shauna.
is.
My bad, Shauna. Nah, but isn't she the only person that came up with this? Has other people talked about it, or is it just her?
I mean,
she's one of the leaders in that study, that field, but it doesn't mean it's not right. She's a doctor, so I'm pretty sure there's scientific research and all that stuff behind what she's saying in her book.
Now, the reason why I'm
I would like to believe it's true.
All right, so you'd like to believe it's true, true, but just because it's in a book, it still can be an hypothesis.
No, but I feel like
until it's proven that the more plastic you eat, the more your dick shrinks.
How do you safely Google baby's penis size?
Oh shit!
My god, just don't.
Like
911.
Just don't.
My whole laptop just shuts down.
I like the report.
Like plastic use affecting babies. Let's put that.
How to produce effective babies? Yo, I'm about to go home, bro.
Plastic
what the
use
fuck?
affecting babies.
Home. Oh, plastic use of. I thought you said
Did
how
you
to
not see what
produce
I'm typing?
effective babies. I'm like, well, when the mama meets.
So plastic also contains hormone disrupting chemicals that could affect reproductive, metabolic, and what's that? I can't pronounce that. I have yes done.
In neurological health.
Oh, neurological. Yeah, I mean, it's not empirical data, but I feel like she's not lying, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, fair enough.
So the data is from somewhere, right? But I mean, you guys just said it. I feel like it's a losing fight.
It is a losing fight.
Listen, I'm gonna answer all your future questions. We cannot change the world one by one. All right, there's no way we're gonna change the world.
That's fucking depressing.
All you can do is your part with your family.
So what you're telling people watching this is like accept it.
Just accept it.
Accept your future of little dick.
Unless everybody that watches this does their individual part. You know what I'm saying? And that goes for everything, not just plastic consumption.
Can I ask you a question, sir?
Yeah, what's up?
Why is your sock gray and black?
Oh, I have two different socks.
That's random as fuck.
Anyway,
as I was saying.
I just noticed it.
Yeah, I like to know.
How do, like, for example, asbestos. Asbestos was a thing. How did they get them to stop using asbestos? The shit was causing cancer, right?
Oh, maybe enough people died from it.
That's what I'm saying.
I guess
like,
we need
lawsuits.
more people.
Do we need enough small, like, people not being able to have babies? Do we need a generation of, like, tiny, you know what I mean?
You need
people
lawsuits.
running around, like.
Are you not listening? It's lawsuits.
Not to laugh.
Yeah, but again, if somebody's born with a tiny member, they gonna blame it on a plastic hook. Like, who do you even
Why
sue?
are we all focused on the tiny member?
Because I am a man, all right? All right?
It's not gonna affect you though.
I know, bro. I'm saying if I have a son, bro.
Are you trying to tell us something, Sanjay?
Hi, guys. I'm not gonna make fun of micro dicks. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. You safe, Trump. Relax.
Oh my god.
I'm just saying, like, who do you hold accountable? Who do you talk to get this shit changed?
Your daddy.
I'm just about ready to end this shit, bro. I swear to God.
Yo, you know what? Let's find a conclusion right now, because this conversation is.
So ultimately, you guys really feel like there's nothing you can do.
There's nothing. At least that's what I'm thinking.
That's such a defeated mentality, though.
Well, give us a solution.
Again, how did they solve asbestos?
How did they solve it? I have no idea.
Lawsuits.
Okay, they're like lawsuits, lobbying, and like the government made policies to ban this shit. So I feel like that's what I was trying to get to.
I was saying that.
Y'all defeated ass motherfuckers.
No, I was saying lawsuits the whole time.
That was just me.
It's just funny.
But I feel like ultimately, to just recap what I said, in your daily life as an individual, there's stuff you can do. We've said it before: reusable bags, blah blah blah. But when it comes to the issue of the microplastics and the products we buy, which are 95% of the shit in the supermarket, how we affect that. Or
maybe buy stuff that are more organic, so go to stores that won't put them in plastics.
Yeah, or just start bitching to your government the same way asbestos did, stuff like that.
Asbestos bitched.
I'm just saying, people bitched about asbestos.
There we go.
And lead paint.
Hey, exactly, all that shit that's now banned, there were once being used. So I think it's the same approach. That's all I'm trying to say.
I mean, there are people that go green, that protest about certain stuff like that. But again, they don't have that much backing because
But according to you guys, you just gotta wait till we got a bunch of little dick motherfuckers running around.
Ain't nobody said that.
And then the problem will be solved.
Get that plastic shit out of my store. That's what you gotta do, bro.
Little dicks and women can't have babies. That's what we gotta wait for change to happen.
Duly noted, guys.
Duly noted.
I think we just solved everything.
Yep. All right. Any questions, comments, concerns?
Nope.
No.
I think we got a good point.
No. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that was it. And until next week, I hope you guys have a great week. And I hope you don't have small dick babies. And I hope you can have babies. And don't use plastic.
So fucking awkward, bro. And the podcast properly.
How's that awkward?
I hope your babies don't have small dicks.
Because when you say it like that, Jesus, fucking pervert. Anyway, until next week, guys.